Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here in front of you. As Charles said, I work with the guest experience. And it's a special thing, especially right now during the holiday season, when we see a little bit of a change of the typical guests that we have in a city hotel. People are traveling for different reasons, and a lot of it is to connect. So what we're going to be speaking about today is, what do guests wish for this Christmas? If I can invite you to, if you like, to close your eyes, but to think about the Christmases of your childhood or the holiday seasons of when you were young. And what comes to mind? Is it the decorations, the atmosphere? Is it the music, the candles, the gifts? In my case, it's the delicious food back home. Is it the people that you see? Is it the hugs? Is it the smiles? But most importantly, what do you feel? Do you feel that warmth, that joy, that sense of belonging, that excitement that Christmas brings? It's the magic. And that, I think, is one of the most beautiful things about Christmas, is that it doesn't matter if it happened 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. These special Christmases from when you were young, you still remember them as if they were yesterday, and they still bring a smile to your face. When we think about the modern guests and what is on their wish list this Christmas, we might think that they're looking for modern facilities, exclusive amenities with the best brands, breathtaking views, in the case of the Sheraton, newly renovated rooms, top-of-the-line technology. But the truth is, they want a little bit more. They want that little extra. That's not just in the physical. I'll take a little quote of one of my favorite Christmas characters, the Grinch. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And that is exactly what our guests are looking for in this holiday season. They want to have a memorable experience that they can cherish and they can take with them for years to come. What they want is to genuinely feel. And of course, I'm not going to say that the physical aspect is not important, but I say it's almost like the wrapping of our Christmas presents. We want to have a little extra. That, again, is something that you can't always feel, that you can't always touch. And I think that's one of the exciting things about working in hospitality, especially in working with guest experience, that it's these untangible things that we have to provide for our guests. So when we think about what is a memorable experience, it's just like Christmas. It's something that they're going to remember, something they're going to take home with them, that they're going to be able to share with their friends and family. When it's February and it's still dark outside and you're stressed, that they'll be able to look back and again have this smile on their face because of the experience that was provided for them. And a little of the things that we want to focus in this holiday season, I would say it's going to be 5 core aspects. And it is that we want to appeal to guest emotions through warmth, joy, belonging, connection, and again, wonder, the magic of Christmas. How do we achieve this? And I would say the most important point is going to be through our people. It's through building true connections and genuine connections through our people. And sometimes we do forget that we are in the people industry. We've had some beautiful talks about AI, about data, about technology. But at the end, it's the people that make the big difference. And one of the main aspects when we're going to talk about with people is going to be the importance of emotional intelligence. We're going to be discussing a little bit about the difference between service and hospitality, as well as going back to the basics. Again, the importance of face-to-face connection. And emotional intelligence is something that we speak a lot about, and especially nowadays, the last couple of years, I would say that emotional intelligence has become so important. There's a lot of studies that are going around, and especially working in the hospitality industry, emotional intelligence is something that sets us apart. I think we can all agree that people that work in hospitality, they're special people. You have to have a special sense of being. You have to have this tact, this service spark, I like to call sometimes, to be able to do what we do. And I say you can have the most beautiful hotel in the best location in the city. You can have, again, the most beautiful rooms. But without your people, without emotional intelligence, it's just going to be empty. It's going to be an empty shell. And that is why it's super important that your teams know the importance of emotional intelligence, that they understand that how they read guest cues, understanding what guests are saying before they even say it, it's an art. It's something that's so important, especially during this season, that they're able to really curate each specific experience based on what the guest is providing to them. And again, I would say it is an art. Not everybody has that tact. But it is, again, what makes customer service, what makes guest experience and the hotel industry so special and what sets us apart from everyone else. And teams that have a high level of emotional intelligence are able to transfer service into hospitality. You don't really focus just on the standards, but you're focusing on the emotions that you're providing. There's a famous author and hotelier, or hospitality professional, Will Guidaira, and he's very, very good at explaining the difference between service and hospitality. Service is what we are doing. It's how we're preparing a table to be set, how are we doing a check-in, how are we preparing a room for a turn-down service. It's the physical acts of doing something. I like to tell the teams when we're training that services is a lot about the basic standards. It's about checking a tick off of a list. Well, hospitality is about how we made the guest feel. And this is what we should be focusing on during this holiday season, is how do we engage with the guests? How do we create this sense of warmth, of belonging, of joy? And in a world that becomes more and more isolated, face-to-face interaction becomes more and more important. I wrote here, in an age of growing isolation, authentic human connection has become one of the rarest and most meaningful luxuries we can offer to our guests. This is what people are craving. Once they've checked in, once they've ordered, they want to have that personal connection. They want to have that face-to-face interaction. That is what our guests are going to be remembering for years to come. I had a really nice experience that I was in a restaurant in Spain, and it was a very nice restaurant. It was by the beach. It wasn't a luxury restaurant at all. And I was traveling with my young son, and he was still in diapers, and I was going to change his diaper. And I went into the bathroom, and it took a little bit longer than expected, and it was a bit chaotic. And I was finishing, and I hear a knock on the door, and I open the door, and there's a server standing outside, and he says, "Ma'am, you're taking a little bit longer. I know that you're here with your baby. These doors sometimes are a little bit difficult to open. So I just wanted to check to make sure you were okay." And that face-to-face interaction for me, I almost burst into tears because I felt seen. I felt that someone cared for me. It was a warm feeling that, again, it took 30 seconds out of this busy waiter's schedule to come speak with me. And now, years later, I still bring it up. I'm speaking to you guys about it. It's something that really marked the experience. And this is what our teams should be focusing on. It's about how do we create these wow moments for our guests in every single interaction that we have. And that brings us to our moments of truth and about the guest journey. And this is going to be more about the physical guest journey that we have in the hotel and the importance of actually analyzing every single touch point or every single moment of truth. Because you may be missing out on extremely important moments that can really make or break an experience. If you think about it, every single time that your employees or an employee at a hotel interacts with the guest, that person becomes the company for that specific guest. They're not going to remember the Sheraton Stockholm as a building. What they're going to remember is going to be William, who assists them as a concierge. It's going to be Sanjida, who helped them during turn-down service. These people become the company. And that's why it's super important, again, with communication, as was discussed before in the panel, to involve people that are in operations to be able to analyze the different moments of truth. Because the secret is that guests want to feel that they belong. They want to feel seen. They want to feel taken care of. One of the points that I get told a lot during training with operations team is that they say that they don't have enough time, that there's not enough time to create these personal moments, that there's not enough time to interact with guests. And it's true, we are extremely busy in operations, but it doesn't always have to be a red carpet moment. It doesn't always have to be that we go above and beyond with champagne and balloons. It's in the small acts. When you're standing in the lobby, you get asked 20 times per day, where is the bathroom? And you can simply ask, oh, there, up the stairs. Or you can take a little bit extra and say, oh, sir, it's going to be up the stairs to the left. If you need any help, my colleague Kostas is up there to help guide you the rest of the way. And it's about creating these small moments where you really create, again, this magical feeling for guests throughout their stay, no matter who they're interacting with. And then we have, of course, the power of systems that we've been speaking a lot about. We live in a moment now that we have so much information at our fingertips. We have guest profiles where we can ensure that we understand exactly what it is that our guests want. We have targeted upselling programs where we can deliver different products, different services based on the different guest profiles. We have better ways of communicating. Of course, face-to-face is still going to be, like I just said, one of the most important aspects, but we're also now available 24/7. So again, it's in these interactions, in these moments of truth that we can really create these wonderful moments for our guests. And the secret is, and one of what really creates the magic of the hotel industry or hospitality is going to be this anticipatory service that comes naturally when you have teams that have a high level of emotional intelligence, when you've analyzed every single touch point, is that you're able to understand the guest that's in front of you. They're able to give them what they did not even know that they needed. So it's a little bit like Santa Claus when you were young, or Christmases when you were young, that you woke up and everything was prepared for you. Again, the decorations were up, the food was ready, the presents were under the tree. You just had to sit back, relax, and enjoy and take in the moment. And that's what we want to give to our guests. We want to give them back the time so that they can enjoy the moment, that they can spend time with their families, with their friends, that they can actually take the time to interact with us because we're going to be there. We're going to be offering the service that they need before they even ask for it. And this is really what creates this wonderful moment. Imagine all of you have had those experiences when you kind of feel, oh, wow, I didn't even know I needed that, and they knew already. And this is what's going to remain on top of the mind for our guests that are visiting us this year. So in conclusion, Christmas is more than just a date. It's a feeling. And through genuine connection through people, by anticipating guests' needs, and by personalizing and tailoring every single interaction that you have with guests, we're able to create these magical moments. And that's the beauty of the hospitality industry, that we get to bring Christmas to guests every year round. That every guest that we interact with, we can create a magical moment that's going to last for years to come. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.